Hey everyone, Michael here and welcome to my YouTube channel. In today's video, I want to talk about the 3 things you must know to boost your Forex win rate. I've only started trading for around 9 months now, but for the past 3 months, I've been getting over 80% win rate from month to month. Every trade that I took was called out and documented in my Discord group. So I hope these tips will help you and your trading career as well. Now, I'm not talking about some secret formula or anything, but I hope these concepts that I'm about to show you can help you like it have helped me transform my trading career and help me increase my win rate. Now, let's dive into this. So the first concept that I want to talk about is to understand market structure. In simple terms, market structure is just the framework between buyers and sellers and how orders are being fulfilled. When the trend is bullish, we'll see price creating higher highs and higher lows. And when the price is bearish, we'll see a downtrend with price creating lower lows and lower highs. Now, why is understanding market structure so important? Well, the reason why it's so important is because if you know the trend and if you take a trade going with the trend, it will give you a higher probability to win the trade and also a higher chance to catch a bigger move. Now, you might be wondering, should I focus on higher time frame market structure or lower time frame market structure? The short answer is you should follow the higher time frame because it holds more weight. Also, depending on the type of trader you are, you might focus on different time frames. However, even though all time frames is very important for confirmation, I find looking at 2 time frames up have given me the most accurate reading. For example, if I'm taking an entry on the 5-minute, I will check the 30-minute time frame for my bias. Now, candle closures on the 1 hour and 4 hours is extremely important as well, and we'll talk more about that in a bit. The reason why we want to focus on higher time frame is because on higher time frame, it could be bullish, and on lower time frame, it could be bearish and it's just a short-term pullback. That is why understanding market structure and trend is so important. So for example, if we head over to my TradingView chart over here, I have it on the 1 hour right now. You can see the price action is in a downtrend. Now, we can also see that the price is creating lower lows and lower highs. So now we can determine that our bias is bearish, and if we head over to the lower time frame, we want to look for an entry for a sell trade. We can look at the 30-minute and the 15-minute to see how we can get in on a sell trade. But if you can look at how the price is forming, it's actually consolidating. And if you know the power of 3, you can see, for example, in this area, we have consolidation, manipulation, distribution over here. Again, consolidation, manipulation, distribution, right? So what we want to do is we could take a counter trend. Of course, is a little bit more risky and more advanced, but for a bigger movement, we can wait for the price to come into our area of interest. And then you can see that there's resistance, and you can see that there is a supply order block over here, and we can take our sell trade down over here. All right, so that is why understanding market structure is so important, because it can allow you to go with the trend. You can catch bigger movements and also higher probability to win your trade. Now, the next tip I want to talk about is understanding candle characteristics. Of course, understanding candle patterns and reversal patterns can help with your confirmation, but what I want to focus on in this video is how candles are printed. How candles are printed can tell us a story that can give us signs on where the price is going to go. About 80 to 90% of the time, when a candle is formed, you can see there are wicks either on the top or on the bottom. Wicks on the higher time frame are just ranges in the lower time frame. Usually, when we don't see a wick on a candle, that means the price has no more range to go. Hence, when you hear people talk about I'm waiting for either a top wick or a bottom wick to enter position, that is why. It's just probability dictating that when there is a wick on a candle, there's still range to go. Now, understanding how price is being printed and how candles are forming is very important, but perhaps equally important is waiting for candle closures. The reason why it's so important to wait for candles to close is because we can get a clear picture on what the price is going to do. Also, this will reduce the chance of being faked out. This is especially important when a higher time frame candle is about to close, like the 30-minute or the 1-hour candle, for example. At any time, the candle could have a spike in volume at the end of the duration to go the other direction. However, if we wait, we can avoid this costly mistake. Also, now that we know the chances of a wick to be formed is highly likely, we can use this to our advantage. Now let's head over to my chart to give you a few examples. So for example, if we're on the 5-minute here and we see the price pushing up, there's a possibility that you might want to take a buy trade over here because price is pushing and then you anticipate that there's a breakout coming. But if you didn't wait for a candle closure, you might be entering here for a buy, but ended up driving down instead, going against you, and you'll be in drawdown. So if you waited for a candle closure, you can see that there's a big wick rejection creating this inverse hammer, and that's a reversal pattern. You can see that the price came down. So instead of entering a buy here, it's better to enter a buy right here. And then you can also pull up your fib and see that is right between 50 and 618 area, and we also have a doji candle over here. So placing a buy trade here will be a better optimal entry. That is why waiting for the candle closure is so important. And also on the higher time frame, when you see that maybe in the 30-minute, 1-hour, or 4-hour time frame candle is about to close, you want to wait for the candle closure, because usually on this key time frame, close to the end of these candles, you will see volume spike. Now the spike could push price downward further, or it could be a spike rejection to go up. That is why higher time frame closures can paint a bigger overview picture on what the price is going to do next. For example, we see this price coming down with this rejection heading back up. And if we look at lower time frame, just highlighting this area, we can see that on the 1-hour heading down to the 5-minute, there's a range going on, right? Like I said earlier, when there's a wick on the higher time frame, that's just a range in the lower time frame. And at the lower time frame, if you waited for this closure over here, you can see that there's no wick, there's no range, and then the price went up. Now, going back to 1 hour, and you can see the second candle creating this wick before going up. So by understanding that the candle will most likely create a wick first before going up, we can anticipate a wick entry right here, taking our buy trade going up as well. Alright, so that is why it's so important to understand candle formation and waiting for candle closures. And the last point is probably the most important point, and that is you have to be patient. You have to wait for your setup to come to you. You never want to chase the market. Also, you don't want to feel bad for missing a move. If you didn't catch the move, then that is not your move. We are not here to predict the market. We are just here to react to the market. Follow the trend and grab a piece of the market. If you have a game plan and once you control your emotions, trading will become much easier. Even if you're down on your funded account, if you have a winning blueprint and know your risk, you can still come back on top. It is when you start becoming emotional and over risk and revenge trade, that is when you'll blow your account. And that's it. Those are the 3 tips that have helped me become a better trader. If you enjoyed the 3 tips, remember to show some love and drop a like, and I'll see you on the next video.